I think I'm finally getting some peace in this situation when it comes down to what in the world I supposed to be doing. Like I said, it all falls under that Adam gene. It all falls under royalty. And it's just like certain forests and certain gardens gotta be with certain forests and certain gardens. But the most important thing in this situation that I learned that these royalty tests, these royalty tests, these royalty tests, they can't be sabotaging. People been sabotaging. And somebody been rolling a lot. I don't know if they put magic around your neighborhood, put magic around your house. I don't know how they make this work. But I kind of know the alchemy in it, and it's just really all over the place. And it takes a good group of people to do it. But I think the issue is in the royalty. It's a royalty cultural test. And in other words, the ancestors can get in their feelings when you don't do their royalty test, their cultural stuff. And now that I've been observing it and looking into it, it's kind of important because it's got to do with vacuums, it got to do with jackets, and which is vitally important in astro. And that's like me, my body, like I said, I wouldn't recognize my own body in the lineup because it got them Reaper attributes. And it just goes and comes, the whole family like that. And they tend to get away with a lot. Now I see why, That's just royalty though. And every royalty family, I'm sure, is different. And I'm sure they know exactly what I'm talking about. They probably feel for me. They probably like, I know he feel embarrassed by all this stuff. Yeah, a little bit. Not like embarrassed like on a normal, like just embarrassed on how long it's been going on. And how long, how the back and forth is coming, how the back and forth is keeping it prolonged, and it's just a miserable thing to stay prolonged in. But outside of that, I'm understanding it though. I can care less about the humiliation part, the jokes part, all that. All that's so irrelevant and so beneath me. It's like I'm here to do a job to find you who've been rolling people, because when you rolling folks, forests, you planning to keep them trapped and you planning on torturing them to death. Okay? So it ain't nothing funny about a bunch of mass murderers getting away with murder. It's like y'all got an not an entourage, but a corporation on murdering saints, high priest, high priestess, royalty. Okay, who cares? Don't nobody care. I think something wrong with y'all, and I think you really need to go get some help. That's just that is embarrassing. That is really embarrassing. Because for one, you intervening in royalty. For two, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Who are you? Like, what are you? Like, get out the way already, As if I give you the time of day, So, I gave you too much of it. And I just did that for entertainment since I knew I was going to have to stay stuck anyway. But now that I get it, with that being said, if you royalty, or whatever, this text, we still in Revelations. It's different from the Bible. Just different stuff going on. And you really got to just go to God with it. Like I said, I walked into my purpose. How many people have walked in their purpose for real? And how many people can you call and ask information on how do I do this if I'm in my purpose? Have you ever been in your purpose and this is the problem I'm having? Could you help me with this problem? Probably not. You can pretty much call anybody about anything in the world. You can go to a counselor about anything in the world, but you can't go to them about a purpose. Because how many people truly fight to get into their purpose? How many people truly get in? Some people get rich, go be a ball player, go be a great musician, and they probably think that's their purpose. When it's far more simpler, but it's harder at the same time. And you know, it's something that the divine, it's something that the divine created for you to be here to do. So it's something that God literally made you to be here to do. So let's say you got 171 lifetimes. You got 171 lifetimes to come here and do what God put you here to do. So if you come here in 171 lifetimes, you come here to be a ball player. You come here to be a musician. You come here to be an addict. You come here to be a killer. You come here to, you got 171 lifetimes. So that's just 171 lifetimes of, I ain't gonna say failure, but preparation. Because in the last 2 to 3 lifetimes, you better do what God done put you here to do, or your chances of going to a bad place when you cross over where it's weeping and gnashing the teeth is gonna be very high. And I was talking to God about it, and I was like, why won't people just do that first? But in actuality, it just takes you that long to figure out what you were supposed to do in the first place because of all the programming. And that's where we stuck at when it comes down to this Ouroboros. And that's why I said in my previous lecture about the twin. It's amazing how this person done really incarnated 3 times in one lifetime, and we keep running into each other. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing. First, it's kind of scary, but it's amazing. And it's like 4 years ago when I used to just look at her lectures every now and again. But when she literally thought I was taking her stuff, then I started paying more closer attention to her, because I ain't looked at enough of her lectures for her to even assume of such a thing. And then I realized me and her are saying the exact same thing. And the window of time of when we saying it, it's impossible for me to take from her and her to take from me. So it's so many ways if we just slow down and we pay attention. It is so many ways to let you know when you are in close proximity, even if you far away from state to state with your twin or your flame. I think it's actually a beautiful thing. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I'm telling you, I done been through a lot in my life. I done went through a lot in my life. And I want to tell everybody out there, I see why my father told me, when God itself tell you, I wish everybody reached out and tried to find their twin or their flame. That's something to think about. When the Creator say that, that's something to think about. And I want to tell y'all something out there. I done been through a lot, and I went through a lot. And if I haven't been through it, my family and the people I used to deal with back in the day done been through it. And with that being said, all together we done been through everything, just about. I ain't never had such an experience until I started finding my twin and my flame. I remember telling my flame, because she thought it was a joke. I think she an activist or something. And I said, you know, we flame. She thought she was playing, but she kept laughing, goofing off. And I said, she kept, and she said something as in telling me, I played you, you've been duped, and we got you. I said, I bet you won't be able to leave me. I bet you won't be able to get far away from me. And she ain't. She been stuck right here. I ain't never known her to be here. I ain't never known her to be around here. But ever since she bumped into me, she has been unable to get that far away from me. No matter what. We don't deal with each other. We don't hardly communicate with each other. But we are stuck around each other. I mean, we communicate, but it's just like hi and bye, really. We're not enemies with one another. You know what I mean? But and when I say that, ever since then, and I know she said in her head, like, man, he was right. Because I think she was already playing these games before with other men. And when I told her that, she laughed at me and been stuck here ever since. Been stuck. I'm telling you. But at the end of the day, so I kept it going. And she wasn't the last. I think, like I said, I went through 13 just about. And it's quite an experience. I'm pretty sure Bushy Brown and Guns and the rest of them feel the same way. Never met each other, but find each other very interesting. That's how it look when you around your tree. And that's what the royalty ministry lady, she said something like that. She said, the prophets and stuff are here and they woke and they talking. She is so right. People better start paying attention now. The chosen one, when the chosen one woke up, the 144,000 chosen one woke up, just about every card reader, every nationality of card reader warned us and told us about it in 2017, 2018. And then it was commercials coming on from very important people that I never saw again saying, it's gonna be some people come out that's gonna be talking differently and we're gonna have to accept it and we're gonna have to go with it. And so don't nobody panic, because basically he was saying the chosen ones is here. And then you got the Euphrates River drying up. What are the chances of all this stuff happening back to back? And then you got this machine that nobody can get around. Racism is out the picture. We all having a problem right now, right? And this might be old racism and stuff that was implemented, formats that was implemented that we are dealing with and that we could deal with when we could get around to it. But it's bigger than that now. It's like, that's irrelevant. It's bigger than that now, and that's irrelevant. So, okay, it's like, we facing this machine. Where is the jobs at? Sometimes I get social media hell, cause I be like, you know, I ain't gonna say that part, but I be like, you gotta see, like, when they talk about the mark of the beast, when they talk about the mark of the beast, and they talking about how many people gonna join, you gotta ask yourself, what is that? Because when you really read it, it basically talks like you can't even get a job without this thing. Well, have we done surpassed that? I think we have. Because we all seem to be having problems with this some sort of machine. All right, now, and I looked into it, and the only way to resolve that problem is for Jesus to come back. So when you read Revelation, when we actually stop in the chapter where it says, when the man started weeping, and weeping to God and saying, who can save us then, God? And God said, well, there's one person who can save us that knows about all this. There's one that can read this or something like that. I haven't read it in a while. That's the part we had in Revelation, where we waiting on Jesus to fix this stuff. Because it's going to take Jesus to fix it. Because it's almost like we have, to me, one world order, one world government is when Satan running all and wants you to do exactly what Satan wants you to do. It ain't really all about the businesses coming in together and all that. That's just a physical way of looking at it. It's more spiritual. It's all about you doing what they tell you to do. So, go, all right, let me show you. Let's say you got all these business together. Let's say the business combined together, okay? And you listening to one person tell you what to do. Okay, now take the business apart from each other. But all the business still got to listen to one person tell them what to do. All the businesses, all the family homes, everybody around you, everybody got to move according to what this person tell you to do. And we got to ask ourselves, what truly got the power over the people to do such a thing? So when you look at it like that, it's not talking about exactly, and it could be, but I don't think it really is, talking about exactly everything just coming together and being under one, this and that. That's probably going to be like that anyway if everybody already listening to one party. So if Satan got that much control and Satan got that much power over the world, then of course we are living in the part of Revelation where Jesus is on the way here. So I'm looking at this test, I'm looking at this road test, and it's almost like I'm building up this body. That's like me. And I'm at the point now where I gotta quit smoking, right? I don't know if it's a necessity, but I know I gotta quit, or I know I need to slow it down. I really don't know for a fact, but I think I do. But I already done broke it down to 3 cigarettes a day, or 1.5 a day, which is good, but it still ain't good enough. You know, it all depends. But it's not for me. It's not for my health. It's not for this, and it's not for that. It's for, I just feel like it's for the Savior. Same thing with this test. It's like, it's a vacuum thing going on. It's a ciphering thing going on. It's a rapturing thing going on. And it's like, you take from me, if you roll me, you take from me, then I take more from you eventually. In the astro, they call it lunch. I don't know what all this means yet because I'm right here where it's starting to make sense. But I just know I got to be traversed with it. I know it's my duty. And I know in the astro and the R realm, we like deputies or polices. So, my group of people, my tree, my warrior angel tree. So let me show you. That's like you women out there that should have came to me and didn't come to me, but I told you was supposed to be with me, supposed to be mine. Well, you need to start applying, and you probably already have. You probably doing the same thing with your body. The only difference is I'm celibate and you're not, but you're still doing the same thing. You still rapturing and don't know it. Or you do know it, I do notice it, and you just being quiet about it because you don't want nobody to be scared of you. But you know, and the only time that balance out is when you get back with your tree. Now we see the importance of being with your twin or your flame. You see what I'm saying? Now we see the importance of being with your twin or your flame. But I see like the family is serious about this test. They don't know I know about it. They're very serious about it. And I thought we were supposed to get rid of the test altogether, but that wasn't it at all. It was the sabotaging in the test that got to go, I think. I could be wrong. And if I am, I delete this later. But right now, at the moment, I think this is how it goes. So it's like, it's amazing. It's amazing to have learned this much and been through this much in just 5 years. I done been through so much in 5 years and done learned so much in 5 years, especially when it comes down to the spiritual, that I can easily do another 5 to 10 years, just like this right here. I might need a couple things, but I can easily do this another 5 years, 10 years, because the stuff that I learned is absolutely amazing. Now, what I just talked about is rough, and it could turn out to be biased, and if it is, I'm gonna delete it later. But right now, it's starting to make plenty of sense to me. It's like, and that's another thing I learned. When you find these twins and these flames, we actually are co-pilot, pilots, passengers in each other's vessels. Like when I found my flame and when I met her, I realized a lot of the darkness that I was into was of her. And when I explained that to her, it was like it wasn't dark at all to her. It was just another day to her. I was like, this is it right here. So since then, I done went through 13. And what they don't know is I knew you was driving my vessel. But the thing about it is, I think you did. That's what I've been noticing about people who, I ain't gonna call them witches, but know stuff that we don't know, you know? And I know for a fact, a lot of the 13 was riding this vessel. So how do you notice that on the physical? When you getting paid off me somehow secretly? When you able to keep me stuck secretly? When you able to sabotage these tests secretly? Your lover can do it to me and you can actually be part of my tree. And because you being with this lover and you sleeping with this, sharing DNA with this lover, both of y'all are able actually to attack me. I told you, you can't hold me down. Nobody can hold nobody down on this tree unless it's your tree against your tree. A tree divided against itself can't stand. This is powerful. So, I hope y'all get this message. I hope it ain't too much for you. And y'all have a blessed, good day, beautiful day. Take your loved ones out. Enjoy your kids' company in the daytime, then take your loved ones out. later on tonight, hopefully you get a good babysitter. And get home. Don't get too full while you're going out and having fun to where you want to come home and just crash. Try to eat light, eat good, eat healthy, so you can come home and enjoy the rest of the night with your lover in a nice quiet room with some good slow jam music, relaxing music, and something to draw on, even if you can't draw or not. Maybe go get a room with get the highest room in the building. Something to take you to the sky for a while and get away from here. Just have a good time. No matter what's going on, no matter what wrong done happened, no matter how bad it was, just worry about it Monday. Worry about it next Monday. It can wait. It can wait. Pray about it and let it go.